Let's be real, you probably spend a good bit of time scrolling on Facebook. But what if I told you that you could actually turn that time into, well, into income? Yep, it's not just for connecting with friends anymore. Today, we're going to unlock the exact blueprint to start earning on Facebook, even if you're starting from scratch.
You know, for most of us, Facebook is a time sink, right? It's just endless scrolling, endless chatting. But that's such a limited way to see it. We're about to totally flip that perspective on its head and show you the hidden earning potential that's been right there at your fingertips this whole time.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to walk through how to go from a scroller to an earner. We'll start with the absolute foundation, which is all about value. Then, I'll give you the step-by-step blueprint. We'll talk about building a real community. And finally, we'll cover how to dodge those common traps that trip most people up.
All right, let's dive into the most crucial piece of the puzzle. Seriously, before you learn a single strategy or tactic, you've got to make a mental shift. You have to go from being someone who just consumes content to someone who actually creates it. This is the bedrock of everything else we're going to build today.
So what's the big secret here? It really just boils down to one word: value. And what is value? It's not complicated. It's just helping people. It's solving their problems, teaching them something cool, sharing something you're passionate about, or, hey, even just making them laugh. If you're helping someone, you are providing value. Period.
And this quote just nails it. I want you to really let this sink in. Forget about the money for just a minute. Put all your energy and focus into helping people. Because when you make that your main goal, the money, it just follows. It's the natural result of all the good you're putting out into the world.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. This is the step-by-step blueprint you've been waiting for. And we're not talking about some complicated, abstract theory here. We're talking simple, actionable steps you can literally start taking the moment this is over.
First things first, you need a home base. This is going to be your Facebook page or your group. And here's the most important part. Pick something you actually like. If you're into gardening, talk about plants. If you're a whiz at video games, share your tips. Your own passion is going to be your fuel. Then, once you've got your space set up, the name of the game is just consistency. You got to show up for your people regularly.
So here it is, the whole path in 5 simple steps. Pick your topic, set up your page, post good stuff consistently, start to monetize, and never stop learning. That's it. That's the formula. Don't overcomplicate it. Just start small and keep the momentum going.
Now for the really fun part, actually making money. And just look at the options here. You can recommend products you already use and love and get a little kickback. That's affiliate marketing. You could sell your own stuff, maybe a craft you make or a digital guide you wrote. Got skills? Offer them as a service. And eventually, once you build an audience, brands might actually pay you to talk about them. The possibilities are huge.
So we've covered the how, but now let's talk about the who, because this isn't just about follower counts on a screen. This is about people. You don't just want followers, you want a community. And a real community is built on one thing and one thing only: trust.
And this is so important. It's incredibly easy to get obsessed with the numbers, but you have to remember, behind every single like, every comment, every follow, there's a real person who's looking for a connection.
See, you're not just posting out into the digital abyss. You're building a space, a community, a place where people can connect with you and maybe even with each other. They don't just follow for the content. They stay because they feel like they belong there.
This little bit of wisdom from an old fable really brings it all home. It's not about how big your community is. It's about how much heart you put into it. And honestly, I would take 100 super engaged people who really get the message over 10,000 who couldn't care less, any day of the week.
So, how do you actually build that trust? It's simpler than you think. You just show up for them. Post things that are genuinely useful. Answer their messages and comments. Actually talk to them. Show them you're a real human who cares. That is how you build a real, lasting connection.
Okay, I need you to lean in for this part because it's super important. A lot of people try this, and they fail. And it's almost always because they fall into the same handful of traps. So let's shine a light on what those are so we can make sure that doesn't happen to you. Just look at these 2 columns. It's like 2 different worlds. On the left, that's the recipe for failure. Expecting instant results, being all over the place with your posting, and only thinking about the money. Now look at the right. That is the path to success. Being patient, being consistent, and focusing relentlessly and providing value. It really is that black and white. So the only question is, which path are you going to choose?
I absolutely love this idea. Just think about it for a second. The people who built the very first great cities, they weren't trying to become legends. They were just building a home, They were focused on laying one brick at a time, day in and day out. And that is exactly how you should think about this. Build it with purpose. One post, one conversation, one connection at a time.
So here's the bottom line. It all comes down to taking that very first small step. Don't get overwhelmed thinking about the entire staircase. Just focus on the single step right in front of you. So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. What's it going to be? What is the first brick that you are going to lay today?